We have a very special video to show you today. Black to Saturday, cartoon or animation. Yalpo's in the chat room. I will be showing this animation. It's about a 6-minute animation. The brother has worked hard on it. He's promoted it. This is just a preview for what is yet to come, because the brother is putting together a full series. And in this preview that I will show you down the line today, you will see examples of characters that will be in the animated cartoon. We're going black to Saturday. Remember Saturday cartoons, but we're going to do it from a black perspective, black characters, superhero characters, all different types of characters. And so with that said, I'm going to get to that in some time, but I want to go into this area that I think is most important. If you have heard of what has been happening over the last 2 to 3 years in El Paso, Texas, we have a situation with black farmers that have been harassed for the past 3 to 4 years. You may say, oh, this is old news. This happened a year ago, 2 years ago, or 3 years ago. It's not old news because they're still being harassed to the tune of drive-by shootings. Okay, so we're going to get into that, but I want to start my premise by saying, very simple. Black people, when we came out of shackle slavery in this place we call America into Reconstruction, all black people wanted to do was to have justice, equality, and equal access like everyone else. But because we weren't able to get equal access like everyone else, they had to make laws that we had to fight for to allow us to be able to live where we want to live, buy the land that we want to live in, buy the land, have a farm, have property, what have you. And every time black people made every effort to, whether it be we've done everything, go to school, educate ourselves. Every time we wanted to do anything, white society would do something to try to hold us back and stop us. You see what happened? We had the Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma, 1921. You had the Tulsa, Oklahoma massacre, in which white folks were jealous of black folks based on a lie that a white woman told on a young black male, saying that he did something to her of a sexual nature. And see, this is the history that a lot of immigrants, people who come here from other places of the world, don't understand. You may say, why do black people have a chip on our shoulders about stuff? Because you don't understand the history, and you wouldn't even be allowed to be in this country if it was not for the groundwork that our people have laid down. So I just wanted to say that as an opening, because every time we try to have our own, everybody acts like black people or that we're the type of people who just want a free ride, that we're living off of something. We got black people out here trying to work hard and do their thing. Just like these folks out here in this beautiful ranch, Freedom Acres Ranch, that I want to put up here real quick. Now, Freedom Acres Ranch, they have been under a lot of racism, scrutiny. You even have the authorities that are now impacting them, harassing them, because white people in this particular, I just can't stand it, y'all. White folks, they want the land. Let me read this. Get out. Black Colorado ranchers face domestic terrorism by local whites who say are trying to steal their land. This is what's going on. This is what's been going on for quite some time. And black people, for the most part, we want to be left alone. We want, every time black people try to have something of our own, white people or any other groups have to hate on it and try to destroy it. That's what happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma. That's what's happening. All the different race riots that happen all over this country, because black people were minding our own damn business, and y'all just won't leave us alone. Let me let you hear what this brother said. He has a podcast. I think it's called Higher Education. I think he used to be on TMZ. His name escapes me offhand, but I think you're going to hear I want you to hear what he has to say as it relates to this program today, as it relates to the black farmers. Here we go.
You know what I think about when I think about Edward Blum? He is the number one enemy to me, to black civil rights in the entire world.
Edward Blum.
Entire country.
Yes, he is.
Emblematic of something that is under discussed, but is pervasive in American culture. Every single thing that America has asked black people to do,
yes,
to be full citizens in America, black people have done. Said buy land. We bought the land.
We buy land and they try to take land from us. You see, like Freedom Acres Ranch in Colorado, El Paso.
Have families. We have the families.
Yes.
So establish your own businesses, your own communities where you don't have to deal with what we did that. Every single move to manufacturing hubs where jobs are. We did it. And every single time we did it, white people went, no. Every time.
Facts.
You bought land, they came and took the land. White terrorism, contract buying schemes. That's my land now. You're going to go buy a house. You're going to establish wealth. Well, no, you can't buy that house. We've redlined you out of that.
Yes.
Schools, you get the school. They burn the school down, fuck the school up, defund the school. They are saying no.
Right. That's been the history.
All of it. They dropped bombs from the sky.
Now, where did those bombs from the sky come from? The first time there's ever been bombs dropped in this country called America, it was on black people in 1921 in the Tulsa, Oklahoma massacre. It was white men who did this. It was white America that did this. It was white America even under Biden, because we know we're not going to get nothing from Trump. Even under Biden, all the best that Biden could do was symbolicism. There was no reparations given to Viola Fletcher. Now she's no longer with us. She's in the third dimension, because that's what they were waiting for. Everybody keeps telling black people, well, where are the survivors? We can't give you reparations without survivor. We had survivors and they still didn't do anything righteous by them. But they tell you in America that black people, we are, we're uneducated. We don't want to do anything. We're whining. We're crying. Even when we have black people who go to school, take the same examination and go to the same schools as our white counterparts, we've got individuals telling us, I'm afraid to get on a plane if a black person is flying it. Oh, I'm going to show you a clip from old Charlie Kirk, because I put a post out and you all know what that post was about, right? We got the brother who went up in the moon, right? And Charlie Kirk said nasty things about Dr. King, as well as black people who are pilots, as if we don't take the same examinations and have to pass the same things. I've got the evidence right here. And I'm going to show that because it goes to what's happening to the people at the ranch, the black folks at the ranch in El Paso, Colorado, the county of El Paso. Let's get back to this.
Before they will let you niggas have anything, this fucking guy right here, Edward Blum, this fucking dude, right?
Remember that name, Edward Blum. I'm going to be doing further research on him and doing videos because you'll hear it.
Sees black women in tech going, you know what? We're underrepresented in tech. We're not getting what we should be getting from VCs all over the place. We will take that and we will do it for ourselves. White America says no. He is using his power to gut any type of organization and movement and action that black people can do on behalf of themselves. This is a contemporary problem with a deep historical lineage.
That's right.
A deep historical lineage of white people going, you will never, ever, ever, no matter what you try to do, be a part of the society that brought you over here as property. It cannot happen, because if you build your own power base, if you work together, if there is unity, if there's consciousness and purpose, you will threaten us, and we can't have that.
Boom.
For us.
Did you hear what he just said? This little part right here again.
Us by us. That's what this country is.
For us and by us. Did you hear what the brother just said again? No matter what we try to do, it doesn't mean that we should be defeatists. that we should not try to do anything to improve ourselves as a people, that we should not send our kids to college. We should not open up a business. We should not do any of these things that give us upper mobility. But the point is that when black people are minding our own business, there's always someone who either wants to talk shit about us, who ain't even from our community, but act like they know so much about us. And then this is what happens when you have a black family. Courtney, brother, I think he goes by the name of CW. That's his nickname. But we got Courtney, and we got his wife, Nicole Mallory. That's the family. They have their own farm. They have their own business where they sell meats and dairy and what, just like anyone does when they have a farm. And I'm going to let all of you know right now, if you go into the description of this video, you can click into their website and buy products from them. I would say support their farm because they're minding their own business. The problem is they own so much acreage. They can't fathom why these black folks out there in Colorado own so much acreage. They can't stand it, y'all. Look at that. They can't understand why they got cattle, livestock, right? Why? How could black people do this when they're supposed to be underneath our boot? They got cattle, cow. And by the way, they got horses and things of that nature, okay? And this family's been terrorized because people are stealing their cattle. People are stealing their livestock, taking their livestock out of here, deleting their livestock, stealing their calves and everything like that. This family you see right here, okay? Share this video. I got 52 people watching me right now currently. Damn it, I should have 1,000 people over here. We talk about how we care about black folks and how we're concerned about what happens to us. But damn it, I could do an Umar Johnson video over here, have 300, 400, 500 people watching me. But when we're talking about other relevant things that are more relevant than Umar Johnson and all the mess that he's doing, when we're talking about what's happening to black people, and for everybody out there that says it's all about FBA, there's well, if you're going to use that term, this is an FBA family here that's been harassed for the last 3 to 4 years and still being harassed with drive-by shootings. Share this video out right now if you can. All you got to do is press the button where it says share, whether you're using your cell phone or your desktop, and share it to your Facebook, share it to your X, share it to whatever you want to share it. Share it to your community tab. If you're a content creator, share it with people that you know will like this kind of content or feel passionate about it as I am. We got a black family that owns property. They got crops. Doing everything that we've been told that if you want to be American, if you're American, be independent. Stop whining. Stop asking for handouts because America is about people who want to work hard. They'll tell you and me that other groups are more hardworking than us. Oh, they'll talk about the people that come from south of the border and say, oh, they're hardworking. Black people were doing agricultural work in this country, like working on farms under slavery and also having our own farms and being involved in what we call sharecropping, which was a ripoff. We were doing it before these people were over here. And so what bothers me is that we have these idiots who will tell you every time they see a black person in a professional position, they'll say, oh, that's DEI, even though only 4% of black people benefit from DEI. It's white women. But we'll have these white supremacist individuals who will try to act like they know so much about black people and even talk about our leaders like Dr. King like a dog. Okay, let me give you a little example of this before I head deeper into where this program is going. This is what I'm talking about. Here is Charlie Kirk. Tell me, anybody that tells me this man ain't racist, I disagree with you. The proof is in the pudding. He left all type of examples of his racism. Look how he talks about how he don't want to be on a plane with a black man that's a pilot. Look at how he talks about Dr. King. He tried to discredit Dr. King and his legacy. Check this out.
See a black pilot, you wonder, you say, I hope they are qualified. If I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. I'm dealing with somebody in customer service who's a moronic black woman. I wonder, is she there because of her excellence, Or is she there because of affirmative action? Thomas Sowell and just.
You hear what he just said? He's questioning whether a black woman is in her job because he questions the intelligence. That's an old playbook that racists have always ran. Then he questions about his concern about who's flying a plane, right? Now, he also says this about how these individuals that he's going to name, Clarence Thomas, all these individuals, you know that they're all buck dancers. They're all sellouts. He going to say that they're better than Dr. King. Watch.
Justice Clarence Thomas are far better black role models to celebrate than Martin Luther King. Period. End of story. This guy is not worthy of it.
Boom. And then he's going to say this. Check this out.
A national holiday. He is not worthy of godlike status. In fact, I think it's really harmful.
Boom. So Charlie Kirk says there that Dr. King is not worthy of godlike status or holiday compared to the other buck dancers and sellouts like Clarence Thomas, who's done no favors for black people, right? Now, I had to play that because this is another example based on what my brother said from Higher Learning, that every time black people apply ourselves, people keep trying to question us, just like they've done this family in Colorado. Let's get into this right now. So we're talking about Colorado, and you would think that Colorado is supposed to be what? A liberal state, a blue state. See, it doesn't matter whether you're in a southern state or a blue state. They're both racist. And I've said this to you all before. I don't care about Democrats. I don't care about Republicans. I can't stand either one of them. I can't stand politicians. I'm never going to worship at the altar of a politician because they screw us in the end, because you know that America, as I know, is a corporation run by corporations, and it's corporations that run these politicians. That's why you can't trust none of them. I don't care who they are. All right. And so when you have this sort of nonsense going on, every time black people try to make a stride, people are questioning our intelligence. People are questioning why we own land. Why should we have things that they may not have? I mean, look at this right here, right here. This is beautiful. Here is Courtney Nicole and her husband. This is Courtney Mallory, her husband, with his wife, Nicole Mallory. I want to say that correct. That's the wife, and they're on their farm, doing their own business, doing their own thing. And they got to deal with this harassment nonsense that's been going on. Let me read something to you right here. That's very fine right here. All right. Just to break this story down. Courtney and Nicole Mallory, owners of Freedom Acres Ranch in El Paso County, Colorado, have faced extensive harassment, stalking. They're being stalked, everybody. Okay. They are heavily being stalked by these folks out there. Okay, in the so-called liberal state called Colorado, they have faced extensive harassment, stalking, and legal challenges, which they say are racially motivated efforts to force them off their land. Okay, support can buy, check this out. Supporters can buy beef products directly from their ranch website or support their GoFundMe to aid in their legal and survival costs. Now, check this out. As I said before, everybody, I have the links to their website. They do sell food, food that they're from their cattle, from their livestock. They have a nice website. It's very professionally laid out. I was very impressed with the way they presented the food products. So check that out. You go in the description of this video and you can click into their website. If you are interested in supporting their GoFundMe, and this is the legitimate GoFundMe, I made sure that I went to find the exact legitimate GoFundMe. Here it is. Right here. So definitely leading assault to stealing black farmland. This is an example. You can find their GoFundMe. Now, if you want to find the GoFundMe, again, I have their GoFundMe in the description of this video. So you can go in the description of this video and you will see above the website for their products in their farm, you will see the GoFundMe. And then under the GoFundMe, you will find the website that you can go into. And I think I did put a couple of links in the chat room as well. So I just wanted to let you all know that. I just want to make sure that I properly put that out there. Now, what I want to do now is talk about this particular part right here. Check this out. Now, A black couple rebuilds their life after losing everything in a hurricane. So let me put this up here right here. So originally, prior to all these issues that they had, they got impacted by a hurricane that happened some time back. They lost everything in a hurricane, so they fought back against hate. A black rancher battles for justice after losing everything in the hurricane. This is just kind of the basis of how everything got started. They never thought they'll be thrown into a fight for their ranch, possibly their lives, in a predominantly white, hostile Colorado county. That's El Paso. Every night on Freedom Acres Ranch is a gamble of life and death for black cattleman Courtney Dove Mallory. That's why he says he calls himself C Dove for short, right? And his wife Nicole, as of late, he mostly likely will find tools destroyed, okay? A prize calf stolen, or one of his hogs with their entire spring, meaning their bellies have been cut open. So these people are doing nasty things to affect what they've got going on. The man's got cattle and they're jealous. They're harming, taking the lives of his cattle. Okay. Now check this out. They are finding that their livestock is being beheaded, butchered, goats. Oh my God. Recently, a newly born calf vanished. Not long ago, the mother of the pups was poisoned along with several pigs. Often he picks up animals remains on the farm and has had no point out fire. He has point out fire like when the chickens. This is crazy. So they're under complete harassment, everybody. So the bottom line is their livestock is being stolen. Their animals, their pigs and what have you, goats are being beheaded by people who are terrorizing them because why? They want the land. They want to get them off the land. They want to make them leave the land. They want to make them say, you know what? We throw in the towel. We're selling the property or we're leaving the property. Now you want to say, how did this all happen? So from my research, it looks like the white people that live in this area were trying to get these black folks to let them use some of their land. They wanted to go back to sharecropping. They wanted to they wanted to talk these black folks into doing something that would not be in their best economic interests. They were trying to get them to sell off land. They were trying to get them to go into business with them, to use some of their land because they've got so much land, everybody. And because they refuse these sort of offers, they are catching all type of hell from the usual suspects. Let's go into this area right here. This whole thing is a damn shame. The whole thing is a shame that this is happening to them, that they've gone through this sort of situation. But this is something that black people have had to do. Whenever we have something of our own, people want to be jealous of us. Always picking with us. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Here is a video of brother Courtney Mallory, C-Dove. His wife, Nicole, is in the car. I think daughter or son is nervous because you have one of these people harassing them, messing with their signs, taking their signs down and what have you. And the husband, C-Dove, he gets out the car. And this guy is peppering him with harassment, peppering him with all kind of words, saying, hey, you own drugs, because they're trying to scare these black people off the land. These are the things that have been going on for not 1, not 2, but 3 years. And then there's another incident where there's a drive-by shooting. Check this out right here.
Ballers can only put a camera out.
Gigi, stay in the car, babe. Don't be scared, baby. You all right. I know you're scared. Just sit back. Just sit back.
Yeah, I see you doing it.
Once again, just like the brother said, this is the stuff that black people have had to deal with for decades, even in the 21st century. You buy a property, you're trying to be a farmer, you're doing your thing, you got a good product that you're selling, and then you've got white folks in what's supposed to be a liberal state, right? Harassing you, trying to scare you, harming your livestock. This is a shame. This is a complete shame.
You fucking high, you don't even know what your videotape is. What are you looking at, cunt?
See? Disrespecting his wife, telling him he's so high he doesn't know what he's videotaping because he's videotaping him. One of these yahoos out there in Colorado. Let's continue.
You know what your videotape is. What are you looking at, cunt?
You see what's going on there? I want to say thank you for being here. We've got Miss Jackson's in the house. Tiffany Jackson, thank you. Yapo, I see you in the house. Miss Mallory, thank you for being here. I see everybody in the house. We've got the Wife School podcast. Good to see you. Yeah, it's horrible. Everybody in the chat room, thank you. We got DJ from K-Pool. Thank you, DJ from K-Pool. You work for K-Pool Radio in San Francisco? Hell, I used to live right near there. My mom lives right in that area, the Fillmore area. And we got Afro Punk in the house. Just a lot of great people. Another CG. I thank you for being here, everybody who's rocking in the building, because this is a very important video. People may think that I'm talking about something that's from 3 years ago. Yeah, it did happen the last 3 years. But there's some recent events that have happened currently now. So you see him being harassed. And let me play a sister who's responsible for putting out the first viral video about this story 3 years ago when they were being harassed. And the harassment isn't over. It's still happening today. Let's go.
Hey y'all, I wanted to do this video to talk about what's happening to Black farmers out in El Paso County, Colorado. If some of you guys remember years ago, my video made national news when it went viral from me telling the story about CW here and how he was being harassed on his 1,000-acre farm in Colorado. And while that brought national...
Ladies and gentlemen, did you hear that? It's a 1,000-acre farm. This is why they are jealous, they are hateful and racist, because they don't understand how can a black man and a black woman, his wife, how can they own and operate a 1,000-acre farm land, a ranch that they don't have? They don't probably have the same thing. And they're wondering, how can a black person have this? Because, hey, black people, you're not intelligent. You guys are all DEI recipients, right? You're all a primitive action, right? You all followed and believed in a man can't call Dr. King when you got those out there that will desiccate or destroy or try to lie on his background. How can a black people have this? It must be DEI. That must be the reason why, because you're not intelligent enough. This is what they're jealous of. And this is the same thing that they did in 1921 to black people who created the first economic neighborhood called Black Wall Street. Black Wall Street was around before the Wall Street that we have in New York. And white people couldn't stand the fact that how can these black folks, who we originally brought over here, as the brother said, as slaves, to be under our boot, how in the hell can they have more than us? How can they have businesses? How can they have banks and medical facilities? How can they have what I should have because I'm white, right? And so that's what you're looking at, what Mr. Courtney and Mrs. Courtney, his wife, Mrs. Mallory, Nicole Mallory, his wife. This is what you're looking at, because they can't understand how they can have so much land and we don't have it. So let's figure out a way how we can trick these black folks out of this land. Let's figure out how we can make them a sharecropper for us, just the way we would try to do his father's father, and what have you. And let's try to see if we can get them to sell us some of that land, or help us, let us grow some of our crops on their land, blah, 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 right? And Mr. Courtney and his wife, Nicole Mallory, said, hell to the no. And this is why they're catching the kind of hell that they're catching. Now, I got a few people that have sent me some super chats in the, we've got Mrs. Miranda is in the house. What's going on, Cap? We got Mrs. Miranda, who says, hi, Information Man, and everyone in the chat. Thanks for shedding light on the injustice that continues to plague our people. Great information. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate you coming over. We got Cap we got Cap coming in the house saying salute. I salute you too. We got Alicia. Everybody is in the house. Thank you for the super chat. We got Mind's Eyes 8595 giving a $2 super chat. Thank you, brother, for that super chat. We appreciate that over here at the Information Man Show. I'm trying to figure out why I'm not getting all my people in. Oh, there we go. Now I got all my people inside of here. Let me, wow, turn it dark. Now I turned it dark. Let me put Sister Miranda super chat on the screen. Where is it? Oh, here we go. And I want to say thank you very much. I appreciate the super chat as I get into the presentation, because I still have to show you the premiere animation Black Saturday morning cartoons. We're bringing it back with my man Yalpo in the chat room right now, who's the creator, producer of these beautiful animations that you're going to see. Thank you, Mine Eyes, again. Let me see right here. We got my man, Information Man, always been on point. Thank you, DJ X from K-Poo. Are you working? Do you work at K-Poo Radio in San Francisco? That's just my question, because you're using, your name has those call letters in it. And I think that's fantastic. Let me do this. Let's go back to what the sister was saying here.
Attention, and they had a bunch of support out there. Sadly, I found out today that they are still dealing with a lot of harassment from neighbors, people coming out there, pulling up their fence. Told you. Tearing down their signs, knocking down their security cameras, stealing their calves after the calves are born. Damn. And he's also, whenever he calls the police, they turn it around, because from what he stated, the sheriff department is in on it, and they turn around and then they arrested him. So he's currently waiting to go to court on some bogus charges, just like it was some years ago. And my heart was broken, and I was just like, they need support, and sadly today we don't have organizations that are supporting just ordinary people. In my opinion, these organizations that used to support us are now focused on Black celebrities, Black, people in entertainment and sports. But I told.
You know why she's right? She's talking about the NAACP, because you got the NAACP Image Award. Every damn award is going to some damn celebrity, some damn athlete, or some personality that you can't even walk up to them and shake their hand and say hi without them having all kind of security all around them. But you know what? We're living in a new age, everybody, because we don't give a damn about celebrities anymore. They're not relevant. We're more relevant here on social media. Nobody's watching them. Look what's happening to the movie industry. Nobody cares about the movie industry. They can't sell out the damn movies. The box office is not selling out because we don't care anymore. But she's right. These organizations like the NAACP, who once were actually for us, they're not doing nothing for us. The CBC, the Congressional Black Caucus, is not doing anything for us. Al Sharpton, who's a FBI informant, FBI informant Sharpton, he had his Action Network disaster convention yesterday. They're not doing anything unless it's some big story that's going to get them all kind of headlines in the news. Black folks are still catching a lot of hell in this country. Let's continue.
Told him that I was going to do this video. So if you know anyone in the El Paso County area, anyone that can help, please reach out to them. Please share this video. If you can't do anything else, share this video to bring awareness of what Black farmers who are living in predominantly white areas, the things that they face. You know, 1,000 acres is a lot of land. It's very hard to patrol, you know, all of that. And so he's doing a fantastic job out there. His wife, him and his wife are feeding people in the community, doing great work. So, you know, do what you can, reach out to them, show support. They have a website where you can order from them. But if you can, please, this is all I know to do. This is all I can do.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say again, the website is in the description of this video. I have both their GoFundMe, legitimate GoFundMe, in the description of this video. And I have the website for their farm. You might want to check it out if you like eating livestock that's fresh off the land. They've got a beautiful website, great displays. They have great pricing, and they show you exactly how they prepare, you know, the meat and what have you. Check it out. My man Yalpo has just sent me a super chat from Costa Rica. COC 5. I wish that was $5,000. Okay. I wish it was $5,000. But anyway, thank you, Yalpo. I appreciate it. We're going to be showing, don't stick around, everybody, the Wife's School podcast. Make sure for the ladies in the chat room, check out the Wife's School podcast. She does great work over there. She's come over. She's been a supporter. Cap, it's good to see you over here. The Barry, how you doing? Everybody, thank you for that super chat, brother.
Thank you for the super chat.
I meant to hit that before for the other people too. Thank you. Celebrate worship. Yeah. Celebrity worship. My sister, thank you for saying what you said. Linda, is over. We're not concerned about them. And I'm going to say it again. That's why the movie industry is having problems. Nobody's going to see the movies. Now I know the movie that might get a lot of attention is that Michael Jackson biopic. But overall, they're hurting. Even the music industry is hurting because we're doing what? I'm going to use a phrase that there's a brother on YouTube that I follow, and he talks about movies, he talks mostly about superhero movies, and he has a term. He says, keep your wallets closed. Everybody, keep your wallets closed. Until they do right by us, keep those wallets closed. Don't give these celebrities your money. Keep your wallets closed. I like that saying that he says, keep your wallets closed. All right, everybody, we've got more. So you mentioned she's the sister that actually broke this story and went viral 3 years ago. She talked about him being arrested. Let me show you footage of him. It's a small little footage of him being arrested, and his wife, Nicole Mallory, she's staying 10 foot down for her husband. Check this out.
10% of that.
No, we got the cash. I'm going to get them right out. Okay?
Let's take off, okay?
Okay,
All right.
I'm coming.
You're good to drive this. I'm sure you got a license, right?
Okay, yes, I have a driver's license.
Okay.
Is anybody else, can you let me know, though, before you leave, State Trooper, are there any other people in these vehicles? Because Hancock has refused to answer my questions. Are they the only people here that are going to be going with you?
Yeah, so actually
Okay.
nobody's going with me.
Good,
They're all
good.
gonna leave, and I'm going to be the only one.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. We're still live here, world.
You want to talk with me?
Yeah. We're still live. Flood the lines of the sheriff's department. Gerard and his goons must be fired. He needs a lie detector test.
A lie detector test.
Let your followers know how you doing right now. Okay.
This is part of it.
Mm-hmm.
This is part of the hate crimes and the false accusations that Officer Gearhart makes.
That's right.
And just so happened one of his goons are here, Hancock.
Hancock is one of his goons?
He's part
Okay.
He's part of
But Cantrell is going to take care of you, correct? You'll be in your care the entire time.
I'll be the only one.
Only one. Yeah. You hear that, America? Courtney Wayne Mallory better come out of this unharmed. It's Black History Month and we still working. Hey, goons. Thank you. Thank you. Be safe. They're the goons right there. They're the goons. They're the goons. Gerhardt's goons. Yeah. Flood those lines. Flood them. Flood them. Flood them. Gerhardt's goons. Something funny to you, Commander? You one of the goons? We know how to flood the lines. We're going to call the FBI and the governor on y'all. Give Gerhardt a lie detector test. Give him a lie detector test. He's a lying racist. Oh, I need that. Yes. He better not be harmed in custody.
Okay.
You going to take care of him? Okay. I'm putting him in your care. All right?
I appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right.
Farming while Black in America. Farming while Black in America. And we're live. Flood those lines. Flood them. Flood them.
All right, as you can hear her saying, farming while Black in America. This is true. Why can't people, and I'm going to ask this question to everybody in the chat room. Why can't people leave us alone? Okay. For every person that says that Black people are criminals and we do this and do that, what about Black people who don't commit crime, who go to work, go to school, work hard, buy land, okay, and raise their family, and we still have to be prosecuted in some form or fashion? What about Black folks like this family who has horses, they have livestock, land, they're minding their own, they got everything that people have told Black people to do. We've got Black conservatives that will tell Black people, pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. Don't rely on welfare programs, even though we know that white people are on welfare more than any other group of people in America. And it's been that way for a long time. But people will tell us,
tell the truth,
that we need to pull ourselves up by the bootstrap. The individuals like Charlie Kirk saying, Clarence Thomas and these type of individuals are better than Dr. King. Clarence Thomas is a Negro who benefited from what? Affirmative action programs when he was in college. They got him into college because without those laws that Dr. King worked hard for, this is what's dumb about these people, that while you're saying that someone like Clarence Thomas is better than Dr. King, according to Charlie Kirk doesn't have enough sense to realize that if it was not for Dr. King and what they did during the civil rights movement, someone is buck dancing as Clarence Thomas would have never been able to go to school and get a law degree. Oh, and remember, for those of you who saw 60 Minutes? They had a big special about Clarence Thomas. Clarence Thomas dealt with a lot of racism when he was in school. Clarence Thomas was mad because he got overlooked in law school. And then he gets into one of the highest office as a judge, and now he wants to do what? He wants to pull the ladder up, even though he benefited from quote unquote affirmative action programs. But do you take a affirmative action test? No, Clarence Thomas had to take the same test as everybody else. But the one thing you can't change is a person's racism, their bias. And it was Dr. King and many others like him who helped to change laws to make it possible for us to have equal access, equal opportunity to different jobs, whether it was to be a pilot or whether it was to be a a lawyer, a doctor, what have you. And of course, we know that women were highly discriminated against in this country too. So that's why I take exception to people like Charlie Kirk saying these sort of things again.
See a black pilot, you wonder, you say, I hope they are qualified. If I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. I'm dealing with somebody in customer service who's a moronic black woman. I wonder, is she there because of her excellence, or is she there because of affirmative action? Thomas Sowell.
Would he say the same thing about a white person? And we know that Trump's got a bunch of people in the White House in his cabinet that are unqualified. Did you see what they've done to the military? They have fired so many experienced military. They got a bunch of people who have no experience whatsoever. His whole cabinet is DEI, yet they're going around here telling us that we're DEI. Why would anybody listen to a white dude like Charlie Kirk, who lived in Chicago in a rich white suburb or a upper middle class suburb, never really was around black people, doesn't know anything about black people, and dismiss me if you say, well, his good friend was Candace Owens. Candace Owens was talking shit about black folks left and right. Everything in her podcast when she first got started, all she was doing was talking about black folks. So Candace Owens don't count because she's already a buck dancing sellout. So don't give me black people who are sellouts, who spend most of their time talking negatively about black people. Of course he would befriend someone like her because she hates her own people too. So I just wanted to bring that out because this is the type of mindset that goes into people, those white people in Colorado that are hating on this family that owns the Freedom Acres Ranch. They can't stand that this man has his own land, 1,000 acres of land. Can you imagine that? His own livestock. And the reason why they're trying to get him out of there, because how do you destroy a man who has a farm? You destroy him by killing the very thing that's his lifeline, which is the animals.
Tell the truth.
The animals. You take his animals, then you frustrate them enough to make them say, we got to move. And then you take the land that you've been waiting to get your hands on. And Brother Courtney, Mr. C. Dove, Mr. Courtney W. Mallory, you know, this man was arrested as well. He said that they tried to arrest him because he was trying to get his own livestock back, that they told him he got arrested doing the very thing that he had a right to do, which was to get his own livestock back that was stolen from him. So imagine somebody comes on your land, steals from you, and then turns around and the authorities arrest you and say, hey, you stole these animals. And you say, these animals are my animals. These animals were stolen from me. And the authorities do nothing. Let me let you hear what the brother had to say about how he's dealing with demons, everybody. Brother Courtney C. Dove Mallory is dealing with demons. Hear him talk about it right here. Check it out.
An attempt to do harm to us, and it's really baffling. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm not being clear with you, I'm saying that I have seen, you know, these individuals that are attacking us and harassing us and threatening us and making attempts on our life sit down with sheriff's departments and try to conjure up ways, know what I'm saying, and means to execute, trying to take us down, take us out, know what I mean, and it be justifiable, know what I'm saying, like, know what I'm saying, don't be fooled, know what I'm saying, and I want to say it's because of y'all out there watching and making those calls in the prayers, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That it hasn't happened. And I ask that y'all continue
Mm-hmm.
to keep eyes on us and keep the prayers upon us.
Right.
And continue to come out here, volunteer, and show up, you know, for the events and place the orders, place the merchandise, and you know,
Listen right here. He talking about he facing demons.
it's just, you know, I make these videos because I want y'all to really see, you know what I'm saying? I'm not just fighting here physically, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But mentally,
Mentally.
you know what I'm saying? And spiritually, you know what I'm saying? I'm fighting evil forces here.
Evil
You know
forces.
what I'm saying? And they're working in disguise through all these different community members. Share.
Now, when he says, go ahead and let him play this.
You know what I'm saying? And
So brother C Dove Courtney is saying that he's fighting the police departments now. The police departments don't have his back. That he's fighting against all that type of nonsense. That he's fighting against people who are the authorities that he should be able to look to for help. But then once again, why are we surprised? This is the state flag for Colorado. Once again, we keep hearing about Colorado as this bastion of liberty, you know, a liberal state, a state that votes blue. But yet in a blue, liberal, democratic state, this black man is catching hell. This is the question I have to ask. Where is the CBC? Where is the NAACP? Where, just like the sister said, none of these organizations are paying attention to regular black folks. Why is it the NAACP hasn't helped this brother? Why is it that somebody, the Congressional Black Caucus, hasn't gotten involved in helping this brother? This story has broken news over the last 3 years and continues to still keep happening today. Nobody from the Congressional Black Caucus is coming in here to help him. He's in a damn blue state. And mind you, Colorado, I got to say this, and I got to say this for the cheap seats at the ball game and say this for the expensive seats. Colorado is the same state where you had a black family get put on the ground. Remember? Come on now. Do y'all remember? The so-called liberal state is the same state where you had a family of black children with I think their mother or their older sister. And the police pulled them out of the car like they were thieves. Put them on the ground. The kids were crying. Pinned them to the ground. And come to find out, they were looking for somebody on a motorcycle. Not a van of black children or family members. If y'all remember that, put sevens in the chat room. Remember, in Colorado, the police put a black family with kids crying all on the ground, begging for help. And it turned out to be some BS by the police. They were supposed to be going after somebody on a motorcycle. They weren't driving motorcycles. They were driving in a family van of some sort. And then remember, I can't think of the young man's name. Remember, there was a young man who was eccentric, might have been autistic. He was walking in the cold weather. He had like a mask. He had something on to keep himself cold, to keep himself warm. And the police pulled him over. He didn't commit no crime that night. And he said, please don't touch me. I'm an introvert. Don't touch me. It was horrible. They even injected him with some type of drugs that they had no business injecting him with. And the police in, I think it was Boulder, Colorado. Is it Boulder or one of them, El Paso County, whatever, just like this farm here. That young man lost his life. I think it was McLeod. Can somebody put his name in the chat room? Because the young man's name loses my thought, but y'all know what I'm talking about. He was walking, and because they thought he was suspicious because he had like a black hoodie on, he had some kind of something covering his face, and he told them why he was wearing it, and they were touching him. He said, I'm an introvert. Please don't touch me. Please, I'm doing nothing. And the police slammed him to the ground. And because they thought he was out of control, the police, I think, along with the ambulance people, they injected him with something that ultimately took his life. Elijah McClain. Yeah, I'm Elijah McClain. Am I saying the last name right? Elijah McClain. This happened again in this liberal state, blue state. They tell you and me everything gonna be all right. Just vote for Democrats. Democrats have not done anything lately for black folks. And I'm not telling you this to run over and vote for the Ku Klux Klan president in the White House, Donald Trump. You see what he's got us in? A war. Gas prices have gone up. Inflation's up. He hasn't come out with any new medical plan for people. He hasn't done anything for the people other than enrich himself, his family, and those that follow him, which would be the billionaires. And then he let Elon Musk gut the government, and black women lost 3,000 jobs. I'm still going to do a video about that to go deeper about that issue. 3,000 jobs black folks lost, black women in particular lost out of the federal government. And y'all know that it was the federal government that helped develop when black folks got federal jobs, that was the beginning of developing the black middle class, because a lot of black folks started working for the post office and for the federal government and all kind of other entities. Let's continue.
You know what I mean? It's ever so more important that, you know, I document what's going on, and that I talk with y'all, and I do these videos with y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I just don't know, man. I ask myself, man, is that enough? You know what I'm saying? Cause, you know, it's like, when is it gonna stop? You know what I'm saying? When does it stop? How does it end?
You could tell that the brother is definitely struggling with the idea of, you could tell he's tired. He's not, I don't think he's giving up because he's still fighting the fight, but he's tired. And this is what black folks have been dealing with time and time again. That's why I don't want to hear anybody telling black people, oh, why are you talking about racism? Why are you talking about what happened in the past? Come on, man, everything is better now. No, there are still black folks dealing with this sort of stuff even in today's time. There are black folks still dealing with this sort of discrimination, this sort of nonsense, even in the 21st century of 2026. It shouldn't be happening in 2026, but yes, it is happening. It is real. We got to deal with it. You see. Let me get back to this.
You know what I mean?
Now, let me do this. Let me put this brother up here. Let me tell you something that is horribly, horribly going on, everybody. Right now, after all this stuff has happened for the last 3 years, some of you would say, when you come upon this video, oh, Info, you talking about an old story, man. That was 2-3 years ago. Well, I'm bringing this story up because they're still being harassed. You see, this family is not out of the clear. This family is still very much being harassed. Right now, today, because it was reported that there has been a drive-by shooting and that it was targeted at black farmers and potentially targeted at brother CW, Mr. Courtney Mallory, and his wife, Nicole Mallory. But there's other black farmers being impacted, but he's been the main one that we've been knowing about these last couple of years that's been impacted. Well, let me let you hear his video breaking down. It's not that long of a video breaking down what's going on. Virgo, thank you for the super chat, sister. Let me do this real quick. Let me do this. Let me put the super chat up here real quick before I go to that other story. Virgo, One context matters less. Debate ideas, not attack people. Hate will not take us far. Calling people racist. If a person is racist, then the shoe fits and they'll wear the shoe. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. If a person is racist and there's evidence that show that they're racist and they have had a racist history, then I'm gonna call them a racist. So if I say that Donald Trump is a Ku Klux Klan member or Ku Klux Klan well, let's talk about his discrimination, his housing discrimination, along with his father, where he was discriminating against black people because he didn't want black people to be in any of his, let's say, hotels or his apartments. So he even came up with a plan to have black people walk to the back, just like in the 40s and 50s, have them go around the back to come into the facility or into the condos or the apartments. That's why Donald Trump was sued by the federal government, because of housing discrimination, along with his father. And of course, his father was arrested because he was involved in discriminating against black people who lived in Maryland, who were complaining about the housing that they were living in not being maintenance because his father wouldn't maintenance it. Let's talk about when he owned the casino in Atlantic City. And there were black people that worked there that said that when Trump came into the casino, he did not want to see black people out front. He wanted black people to be hidden away somewhere. So he didn't want to see black card people doing the cards, roulette, whatever. He wanted those people to be hidden. Let's talk about when Trump came out some years back and said he would never want a black person to be his accountant. Let's talk about how Trump, along with the Democratic Party, because it was a Democratic judge that was involved in what happened to the Central Five, when Trump put out he put out a news ad condemning those young black men, the Central Park Five, that were accused of something that they didn't do. And to this very day, Trump has never apologized to those young men. They're men now, but he never apologized to them, but he contribute, like everybody in New York, to making it a living hell for those young black men. I think one guy was Puerto Rican. And then when Kamala was running for president, I guess they were supporting her. And I know it was a Democratic judge that was involved in convicting them wrongfully. And so Democrats can get some of this too. Democrats and Republican, they're both full of crap. They both have done us wrong. But it was Trump putting out a big ass ad condemning those young men. And when they were found innocent, to this very day, because they've come on television, they've had interviews, they have yet to get an apology from Mr. Orange Man himself. Now, so I got more. I got more. I got more receipts on Trump. See, because I've been knowing about Trump. Most of us in here, we've been knowing about Trump all the way back to when he was on the Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. Remember that, y'all? Put sevens in the chat room if y'all know that. And don't give me this stuff about the rappers hanging out with him. Most of those rappers were hanging out with Trump because they were trying to get something from him. Trump is a transactional figure. He doesn't do anything for anybody without getting something out of it. That's been his history before he even ran for president. And most of y'all didn't even, if it wasn't for the Apprentice show, most of y'all had forgotten about Trump. Trump wasn't that popular anymore until he did that Apprentice show. And that Apprentice show repackaged him, remarketed him. Not to mention, this the same man who showed racism towards Obama when he was claiming that Obama wasn't a citizen. What was it? It was the birther movement that he got started off with. The birther movement which was a racist movement, making lies about Trump, about Obama, saying that Obama was not a citizen when Obama was born in what? Put sevens in the chat room if y'all with me. When Obama was born in Hawaii. He had the nerve. This is what racists do, because this has happened in the past. See, black people, we know the history of how racism work. There's all sort of nuances to it. questioning our intelligence, questioning whether we have a college degree. He questioned whether Obama actually went to Harvard and ran the Harvard Review. And then Obama showed his transcripts, proved that he went to Harvard, proved that he was also. And then when he proved it, Trump sat around and said, "Oh, that ain't the real birth certificate." And let me know. Wait a minute. What's Trump history? His father was illegally here. I think it was his grandfather. He got people in his family that got here illegally. I'm cooking with grease here, y'all. But it was the birther movement where he tried to question Obama's citizenship. By doing so, you're questioning his legitimacy as president, because he couldn't understand how a black man could become president. So he's had it in for Obama because he never liked. And remember, Trump came from Queens. Anybody in here that knows about Queen, New York, put sevens in the chat room. Back in the time that Trump grew up in Queens, Queens was a racist ass place. Oh, should I remember to let you all know that Donald Trump's father was fighting against the police in New York to defend the Ku Klux Klan? Did y'all know about that? The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Don't mess with me. I got too much documented history. Too much history on the man. And this is the same type of nuances that make people be racist towards black people who are just trying to have their own damn land, their own way of life. Came here illegally, died. Yeah, he came. Yeah. Well, his father, I think it was his grandfather, got here legally. He's got a bunch of people in his family that came over here illegally. So if there's anybody that should be deported, it should be someone. We got ICE deporting people. And guess what? I think people that came here illegally should be deported. So that means if Trump has people and any of these conservatives have people in their family who came here illegally and they still have a funny status, ICE should take their ass out of here too. Hell yeah. Don't mess with me. Don't play with me. This is about racism. This is about black people wanting to live, work, and build without their livelihoods being threatened or taken. Thank you. But the reason why I'm bringing up these other individuals that I've been talking about, because all of it plays into the ideology. They keep saying that DEI is just a fancy word for using the N word. Every time they talk about DEI, they keep making us the focal point, even though 4% of black men and women only benefit from DEI. How about talking about the white woman who benefits from all of it, DEI, and has benefited from affirmative action? Not to mention white people. I'm going to set this damn straight here. White people are on welfare more than black people in this country. That's a statistical fact. Yet here we got a black family. Thank you, my sister. We got a black family here, got their own farm, minding their own business, and they got white folks in a so-called liberal blue state, Democratic state. They catching all kind of hell. And I'm going to say again, where's the Congressional Black Caucus? Where's the Democrats to come into this state and help these people? Where is the liberals who claim that they're for freedom and justice and equality, which is a lie? Where are they in this situation? They're not doing anything to help these folks, no more than the Republicans are. Which I would expect the Democrats, well, I don't expect them, but I say that only because the Democrats try to corner themselves as being for freedom, justice, and equality. BS. Kiss my ass on that one. Let's go. Let's listen to him.
From Freedom Makers Ranch, man, we tuning in. First, I want to say everybody here at Freedom Makers Ranch is safe. You know, this past weekend, there was a drive-by done here, and, you know, that's a result of the sheriff's lawlessness.
Mm-hmm.
It's unimaginable, man. The level of hate, you know what I'm saying, that surrounds me. You know what I'm saying? And it's from authoritative figures. You know what I'm saying? Sheriff Royable, you know what I mean? Get in line, man. Get it.
Now, this happened just this past, I think, what was it? This was recent. This has been going on for a number of years, but this is the most recent incident in 2026. This goes all the way back to 2023, I believe. This is the latest incident of a drive-by shooting at his ranch. He says everybody is safe, everybody is okay. But this shows you that he is fighting demons, just like he says. He says, I am fighting demons, everybody.
It's from authoritative figures. You know what I'm saying? Sheriff Royable, you know what I mean? Get in line, man. Get it together, man. Come on out here and check these people. Do your job. I don't know no other way to put it.
Now, everybody, I'm a 56-year-old man. We got people in our family that are 80 and 90 years old. Black people in America, in the history that we have been here, black people, black Americans are more patriotic than anybody in this country. We fought in the Civil War. Well, before the Civil War, we were involved in the Revolutionary War. We were involved in the Civil War. If it wasn't for the Buffalo Soldiers, they would have never won that war, and the South would have been able to take over and keep us in bondage. People talk about the Republicans, always talk about Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln, as I showed y'all in that video short and the other video that I did about Nick Cannon, Abraham Lincoln was trying to sell he wanted to move black people to South America and Haiti. He was trying to make a deal to get us the hell out of here. He didn't care about us. He cared about the Union sticking together. Emancipation is not freedom. He was just trying to emancipate us to do what? To put economic sanctions on the South because the South was making free money off of free slave labor, our ancestors. If Abraham Lincoln didn't have to do any emancipation, he wouldn't have done it. So if he really wanted us to enjoy freedom, why would he be trying to get us to move, convince people like Frederick Douglass, who wasn't playing that, to make us go to places like Haiti and places like South America, trying to dump us off? How many of y'all know about that history? So whenever you hear a black conservative give you that rhetoric about Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves, wait a minute. If we were so free, why is it that we went from slavery into Reconstruction, from Reconstruction into Jim Crow and black codes? During Jim Crow, black men were being dragged out of their homes by the Ku Klux Klan and doing what? Losing our lives. We were being deleted off of trees. Strange fruit. Y'all know what I mean when I say strange fruit, sung by Billie Holiday. Black folks in this chat room, y'all know what that code word is. So if we were so free, none of those things would have happened to us. There wouldn't have been no Jim Crow. There wouldn't have been no black codes. You wouldn't have had Plessy versus Ferguson, the Dred Scott. You wouldn't have had any of these cases. You wouldn't have had young black males fighting to go to law school that happened to be law schools that were mainly white colleges. Why do you think we have black colleges in the first place? Because we weren't allowed to go to their colleges. We didn't have... They were separate. There was segregation, separate but not equal. So everything that black kids had, schools, whatever, it was supposed to be equal to what white kids had, and it wasn't. So that ain't freedom. That's oppression. So with that said, Lincoln didn't free anybody. He simply used black people at that time as political manipulation to put pressure on the South. And yeah, we celebrate Juneteenth because there were some black people who didn't know that they were what? Newly freed or newly emancipated, because we weren't really freed. And of course, you had Charlie Kirk, and I had the video on that, but I didn't put it up, saying that, oh, why the hell do we have a Juneteenth? Black Americans didn't even ask for Juneteenth to be a national holiday. Matter of fact, in most states across this country, you don't even get the day off. We always been celebrating Juneteenth, even before Biden made it some type of a holiday. That's the funny thing about it. Now, let's continue with Courtney.
From Freedom Makers Ranch, man, we tuning in. First, I want to say,
wait a minute. I've already played that part. That's the part where he talks about that him and his family are safe after there was a drive-by in his area, I think targeting his farm and maybe other black farmers. This is crazy, y'all. That's his family right there. But before I get to the beautiful presentation of our Black to Saturday Morning cartel, I'm going to play that in just a moment. I want to play just one more thing for food for thought. Now, this is not only an issue that black farmers go through, but we have black people who own land who are not farmers, but own land. And you've got the same usual suspects always messing with us, always trying to cause problems for us. Check out this video right here. When I first discovered this video, I was blown away, but not surprised, just blown away because I like the fact that the brother stood up for himself. Check this out.
And ain't nothing y'all can do about it.
You can't take
Ain't nothing y'all can do about it. Ain't nothing y'all can do
How
about
much
it.
land you buy here?
About 5 acres, sir.
5
The whole
acres.
5
Let me move
acres.
this back.
Let
Let me move this back. Now, he's talking about this white guy is telling him, how much land do you have? Right? Let me fix it because I want this to roll out a lot more smoother than it did. And here we go. Check this out again.
And ain't nothing y'all can do about it.
You can't take
Ain't nothing y'all can do about it. Ain't nothing y'all can do
How
about
much
it.
land you buy here?
About 5 acres, sir.
5
The
acres.
whole 5 acres.
Yeah, I know exactly where it goes.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Right by point. Right. Yeah, me too. Me and you ain't got no business talking about my land, sir.
Okay.
What you can do is argue with somebody about your land.
Mm-hmm.
know how
I
much
paid.
land
I
I
paid
got.
every dime for this 5 acres.
Yeah.
I
That's
paid
right.
for this. My money. I
You
worked.
got me video.
The brother has 5 acres and this white man is harassing him. Don't tell me that we're not showing proof positive on this channel. If we're talking about racism, you know I'm going to show you the receipts. This is another receipt. This man has 5 acres. The other brother, CW's got damn near what was it, 1,000 acres? This man's got 5 acres. And this white man is bothering him about the land that belongs to him that he has purchased. This is crazy. Let's go.
Your land.
I know how
I
much
paid.
land
I paid
got.
every dime for this 5 acres.
Yeah.
I paid for this. My money. I
You
worked.
got me video, Courtney?
Yes, sir.
Well, hey, how
Yes,
you
sir.
doing, Mr.
Yes, sir.
Cameraman?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
know,
Yes,
Let me
sir.
let you know. Let me let
Hey,
you know.
hey, everybody, I don't really have a problem with this brother saying, yes, sir, yes, sir. You know why I don't have a problem with using that term? You know, that's an old Southern term that we would stereotype as when black people were in slavery or in Jim Crow time. You know why I don't have a problem with him saying, yes, sir, yes, sir. You know why? Because he owns the 5 acres. And the white dude is harassing him. And he says, this is my land. You're not welcome here. Yeah, the whole 5 acres is my land. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My land. My land. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Here we go.
We don't got no business talking.
Well, just let
You
me
talk
let
to my
you
attorney.
know.
You talk to my attorney.
My law,
when
you
my
can't
attorney,
dig
when
it.
my attorney send the letters out after the survey to the church, and the county is either coming to tear this building down or move it, you and the rest of y'all are not welcome. You can dig, you can rent it, you can rent out a plot where your family is buried at, or you could buy it. It's $30,000 for that area.
I'll tell you what I do, buddy. I just get the law down here.
You do that. You do that. I got my paperwork ready for him.
And you have a
And
nice
you,
blessed
I
day.
am. I'm blessed. I'm really
have a
blessed.
nice
I'm really blessed with plenty of money and a lawyer too. Plenty of money and a lawyer too. Me too. Me too.
I love it.
You don't own this land though.
He says with plenty money and a lawyer too, and you don't own this land though. I love it. This is black empowerment, y'all. This is black excellence. Because this white dude was trying to intimidate this black man. And this black man said, I got plenty of money and a lawyer too. I love it. Tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
I'm going to give him a clap too. Here we go again.
You and the rest of y'all are not
Are not welcome.
You can rent it. You can rent out a plot where your family is buried at, or you could buy it. It's
Or you can buy.
$30,000
Which one you want to
for
do?
that area.
I'll tell you what I do, buddy. I just get the law down here.
You do that. You do that. I got my paperwork ready for him.
And you have a
And
nice
you,
blessed day.
I am. I'm blessed. I'm really
have a
blessed.
nice
I'm really blessed with plenty of money and a lawyer too.
Woo!
Plenty of money and a lawyer
got
too.
plenty of money and
Me
a
too.
lawyer too.
Me too. But you don't own this land though. You don't own this land though.
Right
You don't
on.
own this land though.
That's right. You don't own this land.
You own behind it.
Yeah.
Run behind it.
You run behind
Get
it.
the fuck off my land.
That's right. Get off his land.
I said, get off my land. I didn't stutter. I said, get off my land.
Get off his land.
Okay. I'm about to bag out. Get the fuck off my land.
Ooh, go on, brother.
All right, stay there.
Go on.
Stay right there. 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 Don't move. I'm gonna run right into that motherfucker. I'm gonna run right into that motherfucker. Stay right there. Stay right there. Stay right there.
Woo.
And ain't nothing y'all can do about it.
You can't take
Ain't
Nothing you can do about it. I just love the brother's accent. Ain't nothing you can do about it. I own 5 acres. And you and your people ain't welcome. Your land's behind there. I got plenty of money, a lawyer. Get off my land. I love it. I love it. Clap it up again. Clap it up again. Clap it up again. This is what they're afraid of. Like my man said, every time black people try to have something of our own, they always want to mess with us when we're not even messing with nobody. Right? I got to play this just one more time. I'm not going to play the whole thing, my man from Higher Learning Podcast. Just a little bit of this. Just a little bit of this.
You know what I think about when I think about it, Blow? He is the number one enemy to me, to black civil rights in the entire world, entire country. He's emblematic of something that is under discussed, but is pervasive in American culture. Every single thing that America has asked black people to do,
right,
to be full citizens in America, black people have done.
Mm-hmm.
Said buy land, we bought the land.
We bought the land.
Have families, we had the families.
That's right.
Said establish your own businesses, your own communities where you don't have to deal with what we did that.
Mm-hmm.
Every single move,
everything we've done,
manufacturing hubs where jobs are, we did it. And every single time we did it, white people went no. Every time.
Isn't that what the family at Freedom Acres Ranch is trying to do? They're doing everything that we've been told as black people in America to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. Stop whining and crying and asking the government to do this for you and do that. This brother right here, Courtney W. Mallory and his wife, I don't think they've asked the government for a dime. Now, we know that black farmers have gotten cheated out of the money that they were supposed to get from the federal government. And Trump hasn't done a damn thing about that. That's facts. They're still, and guess what? They got cheated out of money under Biden. I believe I'm an equal opportunity get you. Obama didn't do a damn thing for black farmers like he should have. Biden didn't do a damn thing for black farmers. And under Trump, they tried to cut the amount of money that the black farmers were supposed to get under Trump. So that's why I say to you guys again, I don't care about any of these political parties or these political figures. I don't worship any of them. God, we put God first. Now, here again, you heard what my man said there about how black people have done everything, right? And then we get somebody like this that will try to underestimate, marginalize black people and make stereotypes out of us. Like this, I'm gonna play him again, Charlie Kirk.
See a black pilot, you wonder, you say, I hope they are qualified. If I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. I'm dealing with somebody in customer service who's a moronic black woman. I wonder, is she there because of her excellence, or is she there because of affirmative action? Thomas Sowell and Justice Clarence Thomas are far better black role models to celebrate than Martin Luther King, period. End of story. This guy is not worthy of a national holiday. He is not worthy of godlike status. In fact, I think it's really harmful.
Now, near the end, he's talking about Dr. King not being worthy of status of having a holiday named after him. And he's at the same time questioning black people's intelligence when it comes to flying planes. Stereotypes. What I don't understand about white America is that why do you guys continue to keep having something to say about us? Leave us the hell alone. If we're so unintelligent, if we're so unqualified, then why you keep wanting to talk about us? Why do you always got us in your mouth? If we're so inferior as a people, then stop talking about us. take us out of your mouth, out of your lexicon. Stop hanging out. Stop trying to come around us. Here you got a black family trying to have a farm. They're not asking for any handouts. They're not whining and crying about anything. They're simply just trying to have a farm. They're making sales, having a business like any other farmer that's white, Asian, Latino, whatever farmer, no matter what race you are. Why can't black people, we can't do anything as black people. We can't farm while black. We can't watch TV while black. We can't jog while black. We jog down the street while black in the neighborhood that we live in. We get stopped by the police and questioned whether we live in the neighborhood. We can't do anything. I'm not saying that we can't do anything, but when we try to exercise our right as citizens, we get this type of nonsense, like what's happening with Brother Courtney and Nicole Mallory, his wife and him. It's a shame. I want y'all again, ladies and gentlemen, to do me a favor. They do have a GoFundMe. It's in the description of this video. They do have a website. If you want to check out their website and buy products from them, support them. It's in the description of this video. I have their website at the bottom underneath the GoFundMe link. So that's the way we're going to do it over here. Now it's time to get to a beautiful project that my man Yalpo has been working on behind the scenes. And I'm very happy to present this to you all. And we're talking about Saturday morning cartoons, bringing it back with a black perspective. In the beginning, it's going to be a promo, kind of similar to the one that I showed you before. But in this one, it's a 6 minute. It's going to run for 6 minutes. It goes a little bit deeper into the various different characters that he's going to promote. With that said, everybody give Yalpo in the chat room a shout out. I thank you for coming over and watching this, but we're going to watch this because this is something that we're going to feature on the channel when he completes these different animations. Everybody, let's get ready for it, everybody. Welcome back to Saturday morning Black at You animation cartoons, everybody. Here we go.
Welcome back to Saturday morning.
I love to see folks who look like me. Let's take a look. It's in a book. Let's read along with Angela. Don't need batteries, just need observation. Don't need video games, just imagination. It's fun to look. It's in a book. Let's read along with Angela.
The Money Tree by T.J. Riley, illustrated by Yappa Yappa. Read along with Angela. Dad, may I have $1? Instead, let's grow a money tree. Each leaf is a coin.
Learn about the people who create the books we love. Here is today's Black Creator Spotlight.
Stay right there, enjoy your snack, 'cause after this break, we'll be right back.
The EFO Toon Show.
I came here in a time machine I spent my whole life building.
A time machine, huh? Where is it?
Well, it's gone.
Gone? Where'd it go?
Dinosaur sat on it and smashed it.
Could you say that again? I couldn't quite hear you. I said a dinosaur sat on it and smashed it!
So you're telling me you're from the future and got here in a time machine that doesn't exist anymore because a dinosaur sat on it and smashed it to smithereens?
That is precisely what happened.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
Yes, Amanda. As much as I don't want to do it, we have to go.
You know, every time we go, Mark thinks we're going to try to reunite him with his mother. I feel so sorry for him.
I know. I feel just as bad for little Mark, and we've both been working on a way to make that happen. But for right now, this can't be ignored.
It just seems so unfair.
Success. Dimensional portal is now operational.
For now, just remember what we saved him from. In the meantime, we've got to investigate that explosion.
You're really getting the hang of this, Mark. Just remember, it's all about balance.
That peculiar. Mama Black say it be about empathic neuroharmonics.
See? Your dad said to be at the portal in 15 minutes.
There was a massive plasma explosion on Earth Zero, and he wants to go check it out.
Yes, ma'am. We'll be there.
We's about to go to Earth.
Let's get to the portal.
Get out of my way!
Stay right there, enjoy your snack, 'cause after this break, we'll be right back.
Anytime you can reach one, then you can teach one. We all can learn, 'cause learning is fun. Let's get this poppin', so we all can know, and our minds can grow, in the very best schoolhouse. Schoolhouse Soul!
Observation for our nation. Observe. Keep your eyes open. Observe. Listen with your outer ear and inner ear too. Observe what is true. Eyes wide open. Listen and hear.
Observation.
Observation
For our nation.
Welcome back to Saturday morning. Like, share, and love.
Okay, everybody. There it is. Yalpo, take a bow, sir. Yalpo's in the chat room. He is the producer. He is the creator. He is the creative mindset behind this whole beautiful animations that you just witnessed there. This is something that we'll be featuring on this channel. And at one point in time, we're going to get Q Butter and brother George Makem of Urban Nerds Worldwide and my man Q Butter of Xanax Institute, because he wants to make animated animations like that will promote their programs that they have going. So we're going to get those brothers on the channel, both those brothers together, to present these beautiful animations. And this is what we're doing over here. This is something that we need. Obviously, you don't see this sort of representation on mainstream media. So people always say, this is a perfect example. People always say, how about we do our own? So instead of us whining and knocking at the door of the usual suspects and saying, please put black animations on that are positive for us, We can do it ourselves. We don't need celebrities. Celebrity culture is dead. We can do it ourselves. This is what's so powerful about this. Yalpo did this and put this together in his own studio. On his own. He didn't beg nobody. And yet the same thing with this family who has a ranch. They're not begging nobody. They got a ranch. They're doing it on their own. They're being self-reliant. They're pulling up their bootstraps. Isn't that what black people have been told we need to do to be a part of this society, that we need to have our own, have land, because land is a form of developing wealth for your family? The brother has 1,000 acres that they're trying to take from him by trying to scare him off the land, harass him, arrest him on some bogus charges. When they're harming his livestock that he has to, and stealing his livestock that he has to go try to get, and then he gets arrested and no one gives a damn. And as the brother told us, every time we try to have something of our own,
of something that is under discussed, but is pervasive in American culture. Every single thing that America has asked black people to do to be full citizens in America, black people have done. Said buy land, we bought the land. Have families, we had the families. Said establish your own businesses, your own communities where you don't have to deal with what we did that. Every single move to manufacturing hubs where jobs are, we did it. And every single time we did it, white people went, no. Every time.
And then they try to destroy our businesses, blow up our communities like they did in Tulsa, Oklahoma. They try to discredit us, try to steal our land from under us, harass us, and do everything they can to harm us when we're trying to do the best we can to make it in society. And then everybody, this don't have to happen in no southern state. This can happen in a blue state, a Democratic run blue state like Colorado. This is really a shame. This is really a shame. I got to be honest. I cannot sit up here and tell a lie. This is really a shame. Let me put this up here too. Check this out. This is something that the brother had said as well. When asked why he thinks he's being targeted, Courtney claimed his rural community wants to steal his land, especially after he turned down, what did I say to everybody? Numerous requests to lease his acreage. They wanted to lease it. They wanted it to local whites. To worsen his predicament, he alleged that the El Paso County Sheriff Sergeant Emery Ray has been complicit in the effects to move his family off the land. He's been complicit in his involvement in trying to get them off the land. Okay. I just want to read this before we end this show today. And even participated in ongoing racialized actions. On multiple occasions, the county sheriff has captured on Freedom captured on Freedom Acres Ranch footage in his patrol car driving around the perimeter of Molly property, Mr. Courtney's property, his wife Nicole's property. Ironically, he has yet to take a police report from the Mallories for their numerous complaints and trespassing, strangers, animals, deaths, theft on their property, and list of other offenses. Courtney told Art Republic that sheriff has even forbidden them from using a portion of their land for their ranching enterprise. So wait a minute. God, I'm glad I read this before I got out of this, everybody, before we got out of this today. Now, remember, this has been going on this was going on in 2025, I believe, 2024 and 23. The latest news is that there was a drive-by shooting in the area near his ranch. I think maybe towards the family. This man right here was being penalized by the sheriff, saying that certain parts of their land could not be used for their enterprise, for their business. How are they going to tell Brother Courtney and Nicole Mallory, Brother C-Dove, what he can do on land that he owns, and he pays taxes on? What are they talking about? I just wanted to leave y'all with that little tidbit because it's crazy. Do me a greatest favor, everybody. Make sure you share this video on all of your social media. Put it on your put it on your Facebook, your X, whatever you got. Share it with families and friends who may not know about this. Yes, the story is old, but this is what's been going on. And like I said, there was a recent reported drive-by of his property, of black farmers in the area. And he talked, this was reported, and I showed you the footage of him talking about the latest incident. So this is not over by a long shot. It's not over at all. Let me, real quick, before I end the show today, let me read some of your comments, because I appreciate you guys, you ladies and gentlemen, for coming over. Yalpo, thanks a lot, man. Kudos to you and all your hard work with that, brother. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Let me see. Evolvement. Let me see this right here. So no one in higher government don't know about this. Where is their news station? Right. What I'm saying to you is we got the CBC, Congressional Black Caucus. Why are they not on this? Right. Where is all these so-called people who are in government power to help this brother out? They're nowhere. This is why I don't care about either one of these parties. We got Be Fabulous You. Hey, how you doing? How you doing, my sister? She says, please share. It's so important for us to understand where we are and who we are dealing with. Yes, it is very so. We've got my man from DJ X1 from K-Pool. I have been going back and forth from the Bay Area to Mississippi all my life, and I can honestly say I had not witnessed any racism towards me. Okay. But it doesn't mean that there's not other people that have. I don't think you're saying that it doesn't exist. You just haven't experienced it. That's fair for you. Williams 9196, Williams Martin. I consider selling to a data center for 10 million. To a data center for 10 million? Nah, you know what? No. I think you know how precious land is. Why would he check this out, brother. Why would he sell his land for 10 million when it might be worth more than that? And if he holds on to it longer, they could get more than 10 million. Shit, sell it for $1 billion. Okay? No, land is very important because that land can go into the next generation. See, this is part of the problem with Black Americans in this country. We don't have generational wealth. And y'all know why, due to all the things that have happened through history. So this land that he has, no. If he was to sell this land, he need to get more than $10 million. That's chump change. Because these data centers would be putting pollutants and everything into the environment anyway. So if someone like an Elon clown shows up, you tell them, you want the land? We want $1 billion. $1 billion. All right. Let's go to Miranda, who gave me a beautiful super chat earlier. Love the cartoon. Yeah, the cartoons, the animations are beautiful. They're fabulous. It's just what we need. Thank you. Oh, we got my man last call saying, yes, Yalpo Melanin is 15. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And he's also a novelist. You can look the book up, Melanin. He wrote a book, a sci-fi Melanin book that's on Amazon. Yalpo, do you still have those books that you're selling on Amazon? You can put the link in the chat room for people to go over there and check them out. Let's check out this sister right here. Let me see. It's just this. It's just that. I like that. Thank you. Yeah, Miranda, thank you. I want to thank everybody in the chat room today that's come over to support the channel. How little, how big, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you guys all came over. I'm going to get ready to get out of here. We appreciate you all for coming over. Share the video because that's the only way. There'll be people that will watch this on the replay, and I want them to be able to really get a lot out of this video. So please share this. You know how YouTube is. They love to suppress Black content creators. They love to suppress our numbers, our views, and make it look like we're not relevant, like nobody's watching us. They love to suppress it through the algorithms, but you guys can fight it by sharing this video in as many places and with many people as possible. Thank you. Everybody take care. This is the Information Man Show, and y'all take care of yourself. Thank you. And I love you. Tell somebody that you love them. And thank you again. Peace.
Information is power. You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel.
BS3 Network is now on Roku TV under BS3 TV. Download today. BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV. You are now tuned to BS3 Network.
Crying, know you trying, ain't no lying, baby. When I say I need you, greedy if I have to share you. It was me that all along did you wrong, thinking that I made you beautiful and strong. This toxicity, the death of me, I feel
all right.
The way you've gone. The most beautiful girl I've ever known. I'll find a way to treat you better. I swear there's no one out there like you. You teach me to be better. My talk is cheap, keep asking what I do. I'll fly you to the moon and hope I'll see you soon. I'll find a way to treat you better. No problem, I'll do whatever. Let her know, I gotta let her know that she my white horse, she my medical. Like my baby mama, know how to take care of me. Give my baby problems, you gon' regret everything. So I let her know, gotta let her know. Came through the front door, I'll be ready for her. And if it's what you want, I'ma give it to you. Yeah, promise, I'ma give it to you. La, 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 la,
Thank you, everybody, for your support today. I really appreciate it.